Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for August 29th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, this box we've got a 3, 5, and 7. And I'm not seeing anything to do. This is empty. This is almost empty. We have a 1 looking in. Oh, you know what? That 1 looking in does do something though. So we have a 1 in one of these two cells. That's going to point down. Along with this one looks in, puts a 1 in one of these two cells. Alrighty. How'd you do on yesterday's puzzle, by the way? It was quite a difficult one. Let's see, 9, 2 9s. 9 in one of these three. Maybe it'll go easier on us today. We've got 1, 2, and 8. So these ones look in, this one looks in. So 1 in one of these two. I'm really not seeing much to do in this top band, though. So let's just move on. We've got 1, 2, and 4. 2 2s look up. 2's in one of these two. If we can limit one more digit to these three cells, we have a hidden triple, but no luck there yet. This 4 looking across here, the 2 and the 4 looking across could be helpful. So we have these and these. So what we want to do is we want to look at these columns here and these columns here, and see if we have any 2s or 4s. So nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, but we do have a 2 here. So this 2 looks in, this 2 looks in. And that does put a 2 in one of these two. And that is going to point up along with this 2. Put this 2 looks in, putting a 2 in one of these two cells. So what we learned there is that these two cells are not 2. Just like we learned about the 1s, these are not 1 earlier in this stack. But unfortunately, nothing else looks in that's helpful. There's no buddies in this band at all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Whenever you have a bunch of unique digits, you might want to think about, or it's good to think about, are there any cells that see a lot of them? So for example, this cell sees these 5. These two cells see these 5. In fact, all 3 of these see these 5. So let's see. Maybe, you know what? This cell actually sees the 6 and 7. We have a 6, 7 looking in like this, a 6, 7 looking in like this. So 6 and 7 are over here. So this cell should be, it might be a naked single. I'm not sure. Let's look. It's not 1, 2. It's not 3, 4. It could be 5. It's not 6, 7. It's not 8. It could be 9. So it's actually 2 digits left. I didn't pre-count. But yeah, 5, 9 is pretty good. These include the 6 and 7 in addition to the 5, 9. This can't be 5 though. So this is 6, 7, 9. And these can't be 6, 7. This also can't be 5. So let's see, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's only 8, 9. That's quite nice. We may want to think about things like, where's the 4 go in this column? Where's the 6 go? Fortunately, there's nothing great about those questions. Okay, but we got some limited cells in this box. That's kind of what I was talking about. This column in general is down to 4 digits, so let's just take a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, 6, 8, 9. So this is only 6, 9. Nice. These two can't be 6. So these are 5, 8, 9. The bottom one's not 5. And unfortunately, this can be any of 5, 6, 8, 9. So we don't really get too many restrictions, or any restrictions going on here. I think I'm going to just scan this last band, and then we'll see what to do here. So we have 2 2s looking in. Puts a 2 in one of these two. The 6s look into here, putting a 6 in one of these two. Okay, we've got 2, 5, 4, 9. The 4s buddy up. Putting 4 in one of these two. And the 1, 4, 6. All right. The 1 looks in here, but there's 3 cells. The 2 is already placed. Try to see if anything looks into this box that might be helpful. All right, no. I'm noticing this column is down to 4 digits. Let's take a look at that. We need a 3, 5, 8, 9. This can't be 5, 8. Well, this actually can't be 3, 5, or 8. So this has to be a 9. It's the only option. And that gives us this 6 and this 5. Very nice. So this is down to 5, 8, 9 now. How else do we follow up on this? These 9s look over, putting a 9 in one of these two. This is just a pair. What is it? 1, 2. We need a 3 and an 8. Yeah, this 3 tells us the order. That's 8, that's 3. So this whole column finishes. These two 8s look in. This 8 looks up, placing this 8. These two 8s look down, putting an 8 in one of these two. So these two cells are limited because they're not the 2, 4, 5, 9, but they're also not the 6, 8 that we have corner marked. So that's already 6 digits they aren't, at least. Which leaves 3 digits at most that they are. So they can be 1, not 2. They can be 3, not... Oh, actually, the 3 looking in... so let's do it this way. This 3 looks in, meaning 3 is in one of these 3 cells. So what we've done is we've said, among these 3 cells, we have to place a 6, we have to place an 8, and we have to place a 3. Well, if I have 3 digits that I have to place in 3 cells, there's no room for anything else. So what I can do is actually make this a hidden triple. So it's a 3, 6, 8 hidden triple. I'm just looking, I don't think the corner marks are necessary anymore. And so that eliminated anything but the 3, 6, and 8 from these 3 cells. And so what are the other 2 digits that remain? Well, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have the 7. So this is a 1, 7 pair, which does affect the row, removing 1 and 7 from the rest of the row. So that is not a 1. That places the 1 here. So you always have 2 sides of the same coin. Let me go over this a little more carefully, because people in my comments are constantly getting confused between these two, and it's completely reasonable to get confused. But if you understand the underlying logic rather than trying to base it off the name, you'll have a much easier time. So this is what's called a naked pair, or you might end up with a naked triple or a naked quad. Yesterday we had a naked quad. Naked means that you nakedly see it. It's kind of an awful name, but I can't think of a better one, and that's kind of what's stuck. But you can just see from the center marks that we have a pair. Like we have the 1 and 7 here and the 1 and 7 here, so that is a 1, 7 pair. They share the same row, so it affects the row, and they share the same box, so it affects the rest of the box. What it does is it removes 1 and 7 from the rest of the row and rest of the box. But why does it do that? Have you thought about why? A lot of my viewers probably have, or have heard my explanation. But if you haven't thought about why, that means that your pattern recognition is great to use in Sudoku, but it's always good to step back and go, well, let's make sure my logic is correct, because just because you pattern matched doesn't mean you remembered the pattern correctly. It happens all the time. So what's really happening here is I need a distinct digit in both of these cells, right? Because they share the same row, they share the same box. We cannot repeat the digit. Like if this was a 1, 7, oopsie. If this was a 1, 7, it's not, but if this was a 1, 7, we can't call that a pair, because I can put a 1 in both, or I can put a 7 in both. What's cool about these two is I can't put a 1 in both, and I can't put a 7 in both. So I need to put a different digit in each one. And this cell can only be 1, 7. This cell can only be 1, 7. So between the two, one of them has to be 1 and the other has to be 7. And so no matter how whether it's 1, 7 like this or 7, 1 like this, no matter how it actually resolves, you'll see that it is the 1 and the 7 for this row, and it's the 1 and 7 for this box, meaning I can't put more 1s and more 7s in any of these cells. And that's the elimination. So you can expand that to triples, where between, say, these 3 cells, I've only got 5, 8, and 9 remaining. Now, of course, that doesn't do much because we have this column completely filled, but imagine this column wasn't filled. Then I could eliminate 5, 8, and 9 from the rest of the column, because one of these has to be 5, one has to be 8, one has to be 9. That's what's called a naked tuple, or it's sometimes called locked sets. There's a lot of different names for it. Or you just use naked pair, naked triple, naked quad. But the point is, when it's naked, it affects any row, column, or box that it fully occupies. So this fully occupies this column. And so it affects the rest of the column. It doesn't affect these cells themselves. It affects the rest of the column and says, I'm eliminating 5, 8, and 9. Now, it doesn't affect this box because this is not part of that box. It has to fully be within that row, column, or box. Now, this was a hidden triple. Hidden affects the cells you found it in. So it's only useful if, like, we knew that 7s were available in all 3 of these. Like, yes, these 2 1s do look in, but these could have been 7s. Now you'll notice the 1, 7 pair does eliminate 7 from these. But there's another way to look at that. There's always 2 sides of the coin, so that you can use the naked pair, or you can use the hidden triple, which is what I described earlier, which is that within these 3 cells, I am forced to put a 3, a 6, and an 8. Because if I do not, then I won't be able to have a 3, 6, and 8 in this box. One of them will be excluded. Like if I try to put a 7 here, I will have nowhere to put, let's say this was 3 and this was 6, I would have nowhere to put the 8. Because 8 can't be up here. We have this 8 and this 8. So I've now excluded 8 from this box, which means I'm not going to be able to finish the box, which means I have broken the puzzle. So I need to fit within 3 cells. I need to fit 3 digits, the 3, 6, and 8, which means there's no room for the 7. So the 7 gets eliminated from these 3. So you can see it's the other side of the coin. It does the exact same elimination, but sometimes it's easier to see it as a naked. Sometimes it's easier to see it as a hidden, especially if it's fewer cells for one or the other. All right. So hopefully that tangent was helpful for those who are still struggling with that nomenclature or the logic behind it. All right, so let's continue. I'm hoping that this puzzle wraps up quickly, actually, because I just spent a long time on that. But 4, 5, 8, 9 is what's left. This is 4, 8, 9. This can't be 4, so this is 5, 8, 9. All right, what else do I get out of this? I got the 1, 7 pair. This is a 5, 8, 9 triple here, actually. This, you'll see that's similar to this logic, but they occupy the same box. So they don't necessarily affect the row or the column, but they all occupy the same box. So for the rest of this box, I cannot place more 5s, 8s, or 9s. That is a naked triple. And so the rest of this box, we need 3 digits. We need the 2, the 2, 3, and 7 are what's left here. And you'll notice that this is a 2, 3, 7 hidden triple. If you pay attention enough, you'll see that we cannot put 2, 3, or 7 in any of these cells, so they're limited to these 3. So these need to be the 2, the 3, and the 7. So what do I get out of that? So we eliminated 5, 8, 9 from these. 3, 7. So one thing we do know is that the 5 ends up in one of these 2 cells. And you can see that just from the triple. You don't even have to use the whole box, because we have this 5, 8, 9 triple, and the 5 can't be here. So the 5 is going to end up in one of these 2, because we have to fill a 5 and 1, an 8 and 1, and a 9 and 1. So the 5 ends up in one of these 2, meaning this cannot be 5. So this is down to 4, 8, 9. So this 5 looks in, these can't be 5. 5 is down. Oh, and this 5 looks down. So actually we can place 5 in this box. And so the rest of this row is 3, 6, 7, 8. This can't be 3 or 6, so it's down to 7, 8. Whenever we said something like that, like this can't be 3 or 6, you want to kind of look at the rest of the row to see, well, where do 3 and 6 go? And we re-noticed that 6 is one of these 2, but I didn't bother marking that because it's not doing anything. This box needs a 4, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 4, so it's down to 7, 8, 9. Okay. I don't think I need these 2s cornered. These 5s and these 4s are telling me why I eliminated. Let's see. I'm wondering about this. Yeah, so this box is a nice one because we know there's 4 digits left, and we also know this isn't a 1 or a 2, so it's down to 2 digits. So I just want to think about the whole box. We got the 1, we've got the 2. What else do we need? We need a 4, and then we need a 6. This isn't 6. So 4, 6, 1, 2, 4, 6. How about the rest of this row? We need a 1, 4. Oh, how did I miss? 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. So these are not 1 or 6. So this is 4, 5. That's a 4, 5 pair. So that leaves 1, 6 here, and this can't be a 6. So this is a naked 1. That's a 6. That's 4, 2, and 1. That places the 4 in this box. The 7 and the 1 are also resolved. That's our 2. That's not a 4. Wow, the 7s are here, the 8s are anywhere, and the 9s are here. I was thinking there was pointing. Oh, but we do have an 8, 9 pair in this column now. So this can't be 8, so that's a 7, that's a 6. This can't be 7. Ah, we get the 3 down here, giving us, resolving this triple, the 6, 8, and 3. And then we have a 2, 7 pair here and an 8, 9 pair here. All right, I don't think any of that's resolving. We can look at the rest of this box. We need a 3, 7, 8, 9. So this can't be 7. So the 7's in one of these 2. This is 3, 8, 9. This can't be 3 or 8, so this is 7, 9. I think this could be anything. These 2 are a pair. 1, 2, we need a 3. We need a 5. Not resolved. How about this top row? We have 1, 2, we need a 3, 4. 3, 4. Oh, sorry, I was expecting 4 digits. No, it's 3, 4, 7. This can't be 3 and this can't be 3, so the 3 is placed. Then we need 4 and 7. This 3 gave us this 5, resolving the 5, 3 here. This box, we have 1, 2, 3. We need a 4, 6, 7. So the 6 can only go here. We had this 6 here. And this is 4, 7. Oh, it's not a 4. Perfect. That's 7, that's 4, that's 7. Oh, we had the 4, 5 pair telling us that too. I missed that. 1, 2, we need a 3, 9 here. This 3 is looking up. So that's 9, that's 3. We get the 2 and the 7. That's not a 9. We're just kind of cleaning up at this point. 3 digits here, 3 digits here. Let's just take a look. We need a 1. We have 2, 3, 4. We need a 5. Oops. We have 6, and we need a 7. So that's a naked 5. Can't be 1, 7. Let's just do this triple then, I guess. We got the 2 and the 9. What else? 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's the 4. 4's up here. So this is not 2 or 4, so this is a 9. None of those are 9. This can't be 3 anymore, so 3 is placed in this box. And this is a 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's not a 9. 7, 8. I don't need those 7s marked. Okay, so I think what we have to do at this point is just ask what this box needs. So it needs a 1. It needs a 2. We just look at how things look in. So it needs a 2. It has a 3. It needs a 4. 4 can be in any of these. It needs a 5, which is going to end up down here somewhere. It needs a 6. So the 6 is in one of the... Oh, actually, the 6 is placed. Perfect. Yeah, we have 4 6s looking in. I was waiting for that. So that's a 6, and notice we had that in one corner marked. So that's our 1. I haven't finished penciling this, and I'm going to get confused if I don't. I was on 6. That's 7. 8 is in one of these two. Oops. And then we need the 9, which is one of these 3. Okay, now it is fully marked. Sorry, 9 is one of those 2. So this is a naked 5. That's an 8. That's a 4, 5, and 4. That's 2 and 4. That's 7, 1. That's 7, 9, and 8. We get the 9, 2, 8, 9, 5. We get the 9 and 8, and now we're done. All right. Much more straightforward than yesterday, although I did get to show logic about like hidden triples, naked pairs, things like that. So cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the little extra bit I added about triples and nakeds and hiddens and stuff like that. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.